This is the start of the trip down to Sewell and Caperton, starting at the Babcock Mill parking lot. Okay, from the Babcock State Park Mills parking lot, it's about a half a mile of pavement to the end of the cabins, and then it turns into this gravel trail. You can see Mann's Creek down there. I'm below the designated trail from Babcock State Park. The state recently released some funds to improve this road that leads down to Sewell. So they're working on it today. I've come up to where they're working at on the trail here, clearing it out. Piece by himself. Alright, I've made it about halfway down. This is as far as the state road crew through the grant to improve state parks and the trail. They've worked on it right up to this bridge. Interesting relic there. I don't have a clue what that is. Way in here. Oh, they could build a walk bridge over this if they wanted to. Now, once you get past where they stop working, this is what the trail's going to turn into. A little bit more effort involved. That is a CSX railroad bridge that crosses the New River half mile below Sewell, and on the opposite side of the river, a half mile below the Canard public area where they launch a lot of the whitewater rafting activities. Some people have illegally crossed that. It's posted no trespassing. If you did that, it'd be a level walk, basically track level, down from Canard to the bridge, then upriver to Sewell, but that's illegal. So I decided to bike and hike about 6 to 7 miles down from Babcock State Park where the mill is. When you're coming down that Mann's Creek or Old Sewell Road trail, it starts to wrap back up river, still a couple hundred yards above river level. But when you see these trees that have all the ivy growing, it's best just cut off the hill. You will end up on this path that does cut down here. But I could see this is the first set of house foundations, building foundations right there that I've come across walking down here. So we're going to go check out Sewell. This is the path that leads off of the Mann's Creek Trail down to Sewell. And I'm right in the switchback. Here's an interesting little feature. Not sure what that would be for. Flowers growing back. Retaining wall back here behind these big ivy, these trees covered with ivy. And here's an old foundation. Pretty sizable building. Let me walk around. See what we're walking around in here. Nature's taking over. Pretty sizable building here. Oh, the trees with the ivy on it, the big trees. There's a brick building here. That's a chimney right there, the tall structure. I'll walk down in there in a minute. I saw another one just upriver a little bit. Pretty tall building. I'm on the back side of it, mainly because of the way the sun is shining right now. We'll go around to the front here. I wonder if this might have been like the company store and that was the vault area right there. I'll just show you, we're right inside of the tracks, maybe about 30 feet in elevation above the tracks, and there's the new river. Pretty sure this was the powerhouse. If you see that circular feature near the top there, that seems to be on all the old powerhouses that are out of these cut stones. Wooden headers there, I'm surprised they're still there after all these years. Just think of the rock work, stonework that they did here. None of the stones are uniform, so they just pieced it together, mortared it together. The back wall and the upriver wall are gone. There's that brick circular feature that I was talking about. Seems to be in all the powerhouses. I just wonder how that wood stood the test of time, didn't rot. Because I've been at other powerhouses where those headers are rotted out. I'm on the back side. Right there would have been where the back wall was. See, the higher you go up on the peak there, the mortar's washing out. Those rocks just look like they've been hand stacked without any mortar on them. But that's 80 years of non-use. This is the upriver side. Someone left there 4/5 of a quart bottle here. It has a screw top, so it's a little bit more modern, but it is a thick-walled glass bottle. The only other writing is on the bottom. I just stumbled over as a pint bottle. Looked like a whiskey bottle of some type. This was all cleared at one time, that's for sure. Look at that red. Let's see if I zoom in and get rid of the sun there. Red chimney sticking out. I'm going to have to climb back up there. See what that is. And right below where I'm standing, coke ovens, no question. You see those stone structures on top? That's where they had little, they call them Larry cars that went around there on rails on top of the coke ovens where they poured coke in from the top. Hard to see in all this thicket. There's another chimney there, brick chimney. I even see a grate right next to it. The other one's right up there. Just a chimney up there. Yeah, I'm just looking with the naked eye where I'm starting here from there, and it extends to the right out of camera view. As far up as I'm pointing there, I see coke ovens, so it's a pretty massive set here at Sewell. This might be the remnants of one of those Larry cars, or some type of cart they pulled back and forth with coal on it. It's right laying next to the coke ovens here. We're on the back side of these massive coke ovens. I said those are the foundation where rails laid where they pulled those Larry cars back and forth and dumped coal in the openings. Right here's one of the openings on the top. Here's a set of axles. I bet this was part to a Larry car here. So far, most of the fronts are collapsed in. I believe Sewell went out in the 60s. When I was at that powerhouse, I might have said 80 years. Probably only been about 60 years of non-use. Right here's the front of what the coke ovens would have looked like. Still hard to see. The facing here, river side. There was kind of a break in the wall here. And just look at the size of the trees that have grown. Sycamore trees there to tell you how long these haven't been used. I haven't even gone down as far as it goes downriver yet. I just saw this break, so I'd come up here and look, there's more going this way, upriver still. This is the backside. This is that second set going up river. We're 100 yards up from where the break was in between the coke ovens, and they're still going on. Hard to see, they're just remnants of them left here, and the weeds growing around them. This is one of the longer sets I've seen. I came up on top here for a reason you'll see in a minute. These coke ovens. There's remnants of cars, metals scattered here. Here's again one of the openings of the coke ovens. See this chain type conveyor here. Some type of metal car there. And this is the tipple line right here. I call it a tipple, but you know, conveyor, whether they lowered the carts down with the cable, one of the ways they used to do it. Just a mass of metal here on this old conveyor. And here's why I say the wall is one of those stair-step walls going up the hill. Sun's probably going to ruin this, but look at that huge monitor car up there. Oil car. I am going to climb up there. All these pilings here. This is clearly where the coal came off. Just weeds all over the place, unfortunately. These coke ovens keep going. Yeah, there's like a hopper there. Are you kidding me? How did that thing get up there? That's what I meant by the stair-stepping foundations that this conveyor line would have been on. That's probably why this huge tank is here. I believe they called it a monitor car. It would have sat on rails. They probably just dumped it. It's 30 feet or longer. I'm going to guess 8 feet on this end, the diameter, plus the height of the top there. But I see this curved foundation going in two different directions, including straight down here to where the conveyor and hopper was, right at the coke ovens. This looked like it might have been part of the engine machinery. They pulled the conveyor up and down the hill. Because here's a lot of those chain link conveyor parts. Right up against this retaining wall. And that other car is just right there, leading right down to the coke ovens. See how it's filled in on the back side of these? I wouldn't always like that, obviously. Because here, give you an idea of how tall these things are. On the back side here, it's 15 feet at this spot. It looks like they built a little drain under it here. 15 feet of cut rock. And this is just the rock facing. The insides of these have those red brick igloo or honeycomb type coke ovens. I didn't peer. Okay, after walking up about 300 yards upriver, I've come back down to kind of where I started at the powerhouse there. You can see these trees with the vines in them, the ivy. Let's climb back up to it. These are a little bit more modern stones there. I'm right on top of the coke oven still. So there's an opening. Another opening here. This nice little set of stairs here. It leads up to that company store, bank vault. I wonder how many miners climb the stairs here. Get their paychecks. They're 10 cents an hour. Immigrants like Vito Creda, Giuseppe Orsino made their way over here to get their paychecks. Poor Giacomo Creda was down here mining from Italy. He might have been the smart one. He went back to Italy and stayed. More foundations here. Just scattered all along here. Way over there. It's not really surprising given how big the operations at Sewell were. There's these old foundations all over the place. Another sizable foundation here. Remember, just look for ivy and trees. It's always a good sight at these old coal camps. For some reason, I don't know if they planted it back then